Okay, Pinax TV. Yeah, be mama kwa base mo be joining and enumerate. Yeah, there a lot of updates and yeah, the bremo and the during the next verse one idea any media. The updates na bremo. Na see last week bremo update. Na updates no ni nyina ntra se ne say e kame see you know the western world is trying to gang up against the current NDC Mahama government no. Now the reasons no anything. And then I made sure say last week near the update a one say Matt Wadley the article or the by the Telegraph the heat piece ni muno na or the ensemble brain to aden or say the current government which is led by the president John Dramani Mahama no it is a leftist government. They also sympathize with the Russians. You know, President John Dramani Mahama or China for or Mudi Juma Russia because oko school ho and in the book or tray about my first coup d'etat or translation into Russia or call Russia call lanchi book no ni nyina ebo boba mane say I said the western world ni hu say the current government, which is led by the president John Dramani Mahama, he's more sympathizing with the Russians, the Chinese people, and more. Nansiani who said President John Dramani Mahama about 3 days ago, wakoye donations, they are Cuba, Jamaica, or more Atuencha, and Sudan, about 10 million Ghana cedis worth of goods and relief items. No, they echo more. A lot of people were like, oh, we could have used this money to do something else in Ghana here. But yes, these are some of the allegations and as in someone or more comfort the current government no one more feel say the government is being attacked almost starting a amount for be enim from the western world or more aba bijnem and as I can sem the current government no amana looky say the current government is in association and I say they are in bed with the Russians, the Chinese and all that inti amount for do na almost sem aba betuja. Other people are also feeling say this is funded by the opposition party NPP. People feel say oh scammer or more kasano na amo starting kasa or speaking against the current government. So this is the article I did premo last week na kasa or speaking in favor of the past government and then speaking against the current government, NDC government, and no, and we screen this from Matt Wadley and or the also why is Britain funding Ghana's leftist Russia sympathizing government? And a nation led by John Dramani Mahama is a bad port of call for this country's global re-engagement policy. And this is what what was in the article. I mean, the heading of the article. Yeah, they pray last week. You know, HSA. It looks as if the Western world is trying to gang up against President John Dramani Mahama. President John Dramani Mahama because he's kind of associating himself with the Russians and then the Chinese being more like a leftist kind of government's rule. Now President John Dramani Mahama they really Ghana has say now Kwesi Pratt Rebecca sa afa Matt Wadley nensemo de betu last week the Telegraph or kasa say onim the kind of logic and as onim the kind of adwene Matt Wadley edify this current government who manage treacherous and same way edify President John Dramani Mahama, his government and then Ghana as a whole. Just say on say even the UK government on say omumpo fund Ghana. On TSS said they are bringing us 8. I'm a kaya diomono last week said they are bringing updates no or more are extending no a payments period no up to 15 years at the Amagana no more TSS a government that is sympathizing with the Russian government or money on TSS say UK government no almost supporting a brain 8 near the this is a year what a year Kwesi Pratt Jr. at the Ebetuja or Kasa at the phone. So we'll go through and then trying to understand the logic behind what the Western world are trying to paint the current government, the NDC, led by President John Dramani Mahama. Why the kind of logical Kwesi Pratt tries to obey you see from Matt Wadley in the article or the buy or say. So this is a post from Kwesi Pratt Jr. as we can see on X, Twitter, and or the by or say Wadley's logic. I say Wadley na dream or try so be understand it. Nti yenhwe. Also, Matt Wadley, a columnist for the British newspaper, The Telegraph, obviously tries to apply logic. But the question is, what type of logic? Yes, Matt Wadley. Or say a columnist, a columnist for the British, for the British newspaper, someone who offers support to a to a newspaper, and or the Telegraph. Obviously, or try say or the adwene and also obey you soon adwene e dey can same be e dey afa the current government no ho, whether it is funded or ono akasa na adwene no che no yenko so na yentie the kind of logic behind the article. Or say in an article titled "Why is Britain funding Ghana's leftist Russia sympathizing government?" Wadley strongly suggests that Britain should not be doing business with Ghana. Yeah, say the medical kind or say as an article now Wadley edeba no or say yes Ghana ni Russia omo konakra na eyeden or say eyeden na Britain omo ni Ghana business engage in this kind of help any support of the Ghana, because last week update no cra say there are some projects cost Ghana has Britain for angasa companies omo di aba no. The figures are underwritten. 80 figure no say maybe $10 billion or maybe you trying to bear 8 billion or maybe you trying to bear 7 billion. Most of the quotations and I say contracts and as a projects na no, most of them are underwritten. Into you want to say a UK company or a UK government or omo companies and I say omo agencies be Ghana be juma, they will underwrite the project cost near the omo say. Why? Because Ghana is sympathizing against Russia. I'll say his reason. John Dramani Mahama studied in Russia and enjoyed his stay there, and therefore can be described as leftist and Russia sympathizing. Wow, this is some kind of logic. Wally also argues that the removal of Justice Gertrude Araba Isabato Konu as Chief Justice is an affront to judicial independence. Now, Osanso Chiremu say Chief Justice you know edino a free akonya so President John Dramani Mahama omo ba office with omo eyi ni free so with a petition omo ejina so edi yi ni free so basis same now try say ye be vet new CJ no aba betena akonya so no omo hu ne say it is an approach bia it is tempering the justice system and as the judicial system Ghana has and that the word democracy in the almost are two baby cry and the current government according to Wadley almost try to do things on their own and try to temper with the justice system in Ghana. Or say if this pompous British journalist had read the Constitution of Ghana, he would have found that the processes prescribed in Article 146 of Ghana's 1992 Constitution were scrupulously followed and that there has been no violation of law. According to Wadley, the article no say Chief Justice aye yi ni free akonya so no omo amfa mra kwan so na yi no omo fa akwati kwan bi so a no mo ye ya as to bibi poti ankasa o ye mpo a ma ye yi ni free ho no it wasn't very clear. Enti omo de kwati kwan bi so omo amfa mra kwan so no mo yi CJ free ho. But what Kwesi practice saying currently is that say constitution on kan ye. So according to Article 146 of Ghana's 1992 Constitution no e shall say ekwan omo fa so di yi CJ Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu edi ni free akonya so no omo fa mra kwan so pa no omo di eyi ni free ho omo amfa kwati kwan bia they didn't go against the law omo fa mra kwan so and omo di yi CJ edi no free ho. And also say those who claim to be champions of freedom ought to do their very best to be true to facts and stop conjuring up non-existent scenarios to justify their fixations. And this is Kwesi Pratt or say omo claim say omo champion freedom no they should do their very best so omo be make sure say they get the facts right. Oba bonte na oba kan asema hunu say the oka no you have your facts. You can't just come out and say anything just to tarnish the image of a certain government. And I can whether you have been paid to do that and as a wangasa wadwe na o chire mpo, make sure say you have your facts right and then you come out and speak, because whatever that you say you have to back it with your facts. and there are written constitution a back and as a govern a Ghana. It is a wabekan sembi say you have to make sure say your facts are right. This is what a Kwesi Pratt Jr. Ede Ababontia or the Kasa against a year Matt Wadley. The article or the buyer suggests says you could see say the Western people are not very happy with the way President John Dramani Mahama and Niema Ghana has they are not very happy with the fact that he's sympathizing with the Russian government, Nansian or Ko China Ebaye and Cheibia, and these are countries they are in so much man can say fight with the United States and some of the western parts of the world. And said this is some kind of a gang up against Ghana from the Western world. And Kwesi Pratt Jr. and so he's not very happy and as really happy with Matt Wadley. The hit piece now or the or share some part of it. President John Dramani Mahama ni school or koye Russia ni nyina omo de bem omo a write up omo de buy here with Matt Wadley with the Telegraph no and some bebre edikano for yata de kran so ebe bi looking at the fact say the man wants to become president in Ghana. Enti se pan so obeba Ghana ha na mo bebu asem agu no so na akọ and what this car we're using your office no for his own personal gains near the obeba Ghana ha na mo be di asem de tia no ma the presidential ambitions name memu de and the on ma enti se no they have to try and find ways to paint the man white. Even though say Ghana, a lot of Ghanaians are expecting so obeba Ghana near be di na asem na say ye be hwehwe ni nsemu ni ehu say ye kokota na say ye den no. I said now, but now there's a write-up about said this is just a political witch hunt. NDC for no at the HAC and in some way na a war an article numa or the buyer. See a lot of people are talking about it. Say this one day omuhunu pass a NPP and omo funded this kind of article about ebimuhunu says oh yeah president unya ba baimu now started say oh yeah niema just to help a country now. The Western world will start tagging you as a president. Foreign aids, any grants, they only come for you to use it to, as presidents. Make sure that they protect their seats rather than doing something good for the country. And a lot of people are talking about this particular article. Na Telegraph no Ghana for the sign their kind, but unima free amanone, especially the United Kingdom bano. Most of the time they want to find out what is happening back in UK. They follow on some of these newspapers now or more etimi akanye hunu say this is what is going on. And yes, a lot of people about bontin abekasa fa ho ebimu they are not very happy say then and all of a sudden the current government omuhunu say they are not doing well then and mobe eka and some say the F1. So that is Kwesi Pratt Jr. or no so some more about what say Adrinia Matt Wadley yes a particular article now or they try to tarnish the image of the current NDC government. And this is the very first update they premo this very evening nemo ewo ahase CCA. Now moving on with the next update, what is going on in currently in Nigeria. Our President Donald Trump ababontin they abetu dwa say on tena ho emma terrorist omo enkunkum Nigeria for omo ye Christians omo ye Christopher yebe kunkum omo na ene yakobom bia sorry dan we echina ne yakọ kidnap we mo ne yakumfa ye ne de fana babontin. Some will be taking ransoms and all that. And no and babontin last week a bremo update say President Donald Trump or say the defense departments they are ready to invade Nigeria and try to save Christians who are living in Christopher or more at Nigeria. And as I say in some the free UK also ba you can also say almost the restrictions biaba. And to say more travel no almost some states about 20 of them in Nigeria they are say and yet safe say over travel to that particular place what Nigeria. And you see UK Foreign Office or my warning against travel to 20 states in Nigeria. And that is what we have on our screens. A Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. Almost UK issues fresh travel warning over worsening insecurity in Nigeria. Lists 20 states as unsafe. And yes, indeed, sometimes they try to let you know what is at stake in some of the countries that you are visiting. And when they warn you, you have to listen. And no says some of these states, no, and as a places that you want to travel to, no, it is not really safe for you to go there. And so I say UK issues fresh travel warning over worsening insecurity in Nigeria. List 20 states as unsafe. Yes, as unsafe. And so some of the states, no, they better to ja amamonamo which states and I boso they actually more. Say you don't have to travel there. Oje visa any airquine say try so because these states in Nigeria. And UK issues fresh travel warning over worsening insecurity in Nigeria. List 20 states as unsafe. Inti yen koso na yen kind na yen fa states no the ones that they've been named no yen fa mremo. So the United Kingdom's Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office (FCDO) has issued a fresh travel warning to its citizens, advising against travel to large parts of Nigeria amid escalating insecurity, kidnappings, terrorism, and violent crime. Into UK Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office no. The fresh travel warning, a warning there's a lot of travelers. Some are just to travel and see. Some are just bloggers some also go there to do businesses. Any day, they are better because there's a high level of insecurity, there is kidnappings, terrorism, and violent crimes also in this part of Nigeria. And yet also in its latest foreign travel advice published on gov.uk and obtained by Sahara Reports on Sunday. So this report say the British government said insecurity is increasing across Nigeria, warning that kidnapping, violence, crime, and intercommunal violence are now widespread across all regions of the country. As all regions of the country, there's a lot of kidnapping, violence, crime, intercommunal violence. Community way, community way. No makabum. Na community is more Islamic dominated community. The other community is more of Christian dominated community. To both no mummy no akabum no more ko. Eji won sa no kofra. Wa wonti ha o do tu kwan o wan hwa na tuo akwakọ kan ama wantimi ansan return back to your country of origin enti no enema UK omo etu amanfofo omo the one kese de aba o say the advisory urged British nationals in Nigeria to exercise extreme caution, review safety measures, and ensure that they have contingency plans in place. And to make sure you protect yourself. More UK citizens, I would say more Nigerian. We making sure one, you protect yourself. You make sure you have a lot of contingency plans. In case of some of these terrorism, communal misunderstandings, ABC sa now also to me try now by offer crime bisona buying. Yes, or say the FCDO advised against all travel to 6 northern states. Enti baby antokwano emu ye den pa na ye bebubo din last week no ye de bi bremo ebubo din ni bi e de bremo enti sese din ni bi ni o se Borno state, Yobe, Adamawa, Gombe state, Katsina and Zamfara, citing the high and increasing from Boko Haram and Islamic States West Africa, especially around transport hub, religious sites, and then large gatherings. And yes, Boko Haram, Islamic States West Africa, ISIS, almost and particular states, there are other 14. Another these 6 states, especially religious sites, any large gatherings, and suicide bombing, obi the bomb share no ho no obegyina mumu aya ono so ne mu na nyina ye nyina ye bom asom obetia ne se bomb ato suicide bombing na ode ho akofra large gatherings ye shia wa ha ye hwebo ye shia wa ha ya cost stadium ni ade in these particular states no omo de abasa mu hwem ho ye ewo ehonom. Or say humanitarian personnel, vehicles, supplies, and infrastructure can be targeted by terrorists and criminals, the statements read. Or say, in addition, the UK government advised against all but essential travel to Bauchi, Kaduna, Kano State, Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, Niger. There is a state in Nigeria, Niger, Kogi, Plateau, and Taraba states. As well as the outer suburbs of Abuja within the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). It is Dinya Yesabuboye and also Ekahubia. Senye bibi pa ne hia pa se also okoha na bi ye normal o travel and see me a tourist me kwa kohwehwe mani so ade ne ade me kosra obi ni sa ne ma no enko because some of these states no it is prone to crime. I mean, there's a lot of criminal activities. Some of the outskirts of Abuja, as also Ekahua, the capital city of Nigeria, and also Ekahua, Yabodin, Ewaha. Also, violent crime, often involving firearms, has increased and spread from the outer suburbs to more central, wealthier areas of the city. The UK government noted, adding that British staff in Nigeria have been ordered to restrict movements to central Abuja. Yes, and violent crimes, you see, and outskirts, they are trying to find or pave their way into the inner cities of Abuja. And see, Juma, our Nigeria, British staff, Juma, Nigeria, no, ya catch them say they should restrict their movement. And ye baby, did in Kofo, and I acquire ye for higher Senehano, Nina UK government, and they are better to just Menganza nanti ya here, nanti ya here no, na oteso. In the northeast, the FCDO said, okay, I'll say that advisory also flagged occasional protests in the capital as potential flashpoints, warning British nationals to monitor local media and avoid demonstrations and follow directives from local security forces. It's the local security forces and the police need to also faha enyinaha Shan one for Hasea also utie. And on much said there's a lot of potential protest in the capital. All these ones are flashpoints. Warning British nationals. And your British nationals in we are Ghana and also Nigeria. Not what show who a year. In our subsequent and answer reports of there is this particular issue in Nigeria. The UK regular military operations are ongoing in Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe states, and there remains a risk of retaliatory attacks. It said, warning that if security deteriorates in Maiduguri, it could be extremely difficult for you to leave the city. And yes, sometimes when some of these outbursts, a cost kakra, a pass will be free a city home po now we pay a day free ho. And this is what the UK government or more the aba or more say especially they are warning their citizens or Nigeria say especially in the inner cities of Abuja and in some of the other states are now Nigeria now myself because Katsina state home in the next updates now updates so near the story be a Ghana ni bi so their bro, so stay with us say yes our stories we na ebe bro enti ye nim na the updates no de abre mo. Yes, so Ghana GJ Awards so na ochi ye Kumase the Ashanti region na Otumfour ne ho Prempeh the second ne ho a woman share ho and awards no so they also had a royal banquet with the Otumfour omone no etna se etonsa edidi nkomo ene ade Otumfour de nsem betu dwa and he was talking about galamsey koso sese ya boso sese President John Dramani Mahama krade one in aba semwa and as communities are more started fighting against NIMOS any EPA for no monhwa mo ho yie enti nana Otumfour say to the ensem ebe dwa about a year gold mining a ewo Ghana ha or say 400 years in ye ne nananom 400 years ago they were mining no mo ye ne kama ne yenko na yenko tie nana Otumfour say to the second ne nsem odi dwa about galamsey ene how this year galamsey gold yedi ja omo no how omatimi akipi no abesi sesem nti enkotie otekokọ so Otumfour say to the second yen samra sese.
So I was listening to the president and I feel that more must be done to stop this. Sure. Maybe it's not happening where you are, but Amansi and others in my domain, it's up if you're there and then your land is being messed up like this because I'm saying they tell me we don't have the arms, we cannot fight them because they are so fully armed that we cannot even go anywhere near. Jump. And it's not about employment because we can get alternative employments for them. Jump. It's about a decisive decision, leadership to be able to take this matter. However, we can. My forefathers mined gold years ago, 400 years ago. All my gold that I were bequeathed to us are still there. They were not galamsey mining. We still have them. We've never destroyed any water or anything. We never destroyed our forest. From the inception of my grand-uncle to up to this time. Days that we couldn't even go to farm because we were stopped from doing that. And so how come now, in this modern era? How come now, in this modern era of technology, education, and everything? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Zoom. Governments are not able to take decisions because people say, if you do that, they wouldn't vote for you. Don't let them vote for you, but take a decision and then let's vote for you. Zoom. We save the environment, we save the people, we save our health. I believe that. So we're here. The president gave a firm assurance, and I'll be following that to see how best we can all go take it up and then do it.
Okay, so that was a year Otumfour say to then someone the tuja. I been said this is a subtle jab to a year President John Dramani Mahama. Or set it no near 2 gold. Ye 2 gold, 2 my yenya be cried the year and pimpana near rings ni gold chains near de enyina e Ghana has say that time no mu 2 papa but o man saying so said the neya and biaba technology ni ho niema bebre no empokra na ne ye 2 gold ye saying so self forest in nuabubu nua tugu acres of land ebetimi de aduaduane ma no ya say ni nyina enti e no e na Otumfour di tudwa o sesese no ni nyina agina ban ne so plan a wodi begu akwan mu untimi nyina ho nka se na bi no na bi mu agina so dididi ene ade so bring other another alternative ejuma wodi betimi de abo mo. It can still be in the gold mining sector, but said o mbesi aye na emma yen saying so eni nua ewo Ghana ha say enti wey ena nana otekokọ so Otumfour say to edi tudwa amafo do na say dem di kan no mu said this is straight to the government say monhwe na mon pe kwan a mo be fa so akebe galamsey ho sensem ewo Ghana ha say this is the update the airpremo from menshia from the GGA Royal Banquet which was with the awards ewo Kumasi and na Otumfour edin some tudwa no okasa fa galamsey hu kakra wa kire say up till now gold yedija omo besi ne edaso wo ho ni nyina daso wo ho makra ne kama enti ade na saa kwan na omo fa so di nya saa gold no omo akipia besi sesemre no ade na yemfa saa kwan na so emfa to gold wo Ghana ha sesemre sese de ebeye bia na nsu asai Ghana ha nsu nyina asai ama sese ayi agencies ayi omo mpo se omo mwane help and fight against galamsey numpo no some of the communities odwen ho a wonte ase ye tu galamsey ewo krom ye sai wunsuo ema munya bi nu aduane munya bi mfa anye de wosamo ye nsuo ni nyina sai ma nsuo sesi ampo no Would see down crane ye and so on, would see down crane ye now bed and put one because chemicals and heavy metals a woman in one pot for you to even put cement and sand in put together. And he said, a buying Eddie say, I bass a more. Now, most so much 10 more fighting against a year more, yes, more woman fighting against Galamsey. It's in another didn't summer to ja, a buying moon trying a month for a year plans. Any proper year policies mra said a bit to me a day akun etia a year Galamsey way a year or take a course one in Samoa or the air to ja a year GJ awards nasi and a year day a premono. And yes, ye caught ye nim na the updates no. Ede abremo ya call a public accounts committee you say enche bia no mo ye asetena a lot of SOEs state owned enterprises need departments do na e call ya omone omo ekotena ase ebise omo nsem about their finances ebo omo so yi ano kama ede ma public accounts committee. Now there were so many financial indisciplines and a womb, especially your boy ECG for the so at the mamon and saying bia and some other SOEs, any departments, or and somewhere, I mean, a lot of financial indisciplines and a course. And a chairperson, Abna or say, sorry for the PAC public accounts committee or the name some betuja or say. Cases and as a financial indisciplines are Auditor General or boss so public accounts committee almost sitting as an making sure say all of these irregularities in their financial statements are just almost need you almost 30 and so the budgeted and the actual spending now bro budgeted no bebre there were a lot of indiscipline of course making sure say Attorney General akokan and say there making sure say prosecutions ebebem enti way and a chairperson of a public accounts committee Abna Osei Asari editu janti yenko tie and some of irregularities no boss no yenko tie Abna Osei Asari nen semwa odi etu jani emrasisi.
I can confidently say that we have made 3 referrals officially to the Attorney General. We are going to put that in our reports, and we know that we're going to send it to the floor of Parliament, and Parliament is going to confirm these recommendations. And we're working with the AGs to make sure he also does the needful, as we all try as much as possible to help. I don't see these things as sanctions, but we are helping everybody who has been put in one position or the other and to effectively carry out his or her mandate. And that is how I see it. So as I speak to you, we have officially referred 3 infractions to the Attorney General for prosecution.
Okay, Abna Osei Asari, PAC chairperson, Public Accounts Committee chairperson in some and or the Atujano or say yes. Yeah, share Emma Sikachitri DAW over millions of Ghana cedis and Kokwa. And more managers are modern departments now no share ma this kind of indiscipline course so departments and some of the other state owned enterprises no you be making sure say you face prosecution you be making sure say you face prosecution who say be I started that so you started you be nya bail you be so nya bail be so so afena revelation number you see eba be hwehwem I'm ECG the no crowd hu kra keke yes and this is a year Abna Osei Asari then someone or the two say there omo be kwa kodem anasa omo a empo ye be che omo ye be fra we ye invite say afa kra na eba be doso yenim say Western world na static asafa ho na oh this is witch hunting near the basis here you know o hwe sika pa ye bubodin a enye sika ketwa because o hwe President Mills time yes 51 million Ghana cedis wo yo misika yes enti bi da ma ye form hu brofo nyina keka wo Ghana ha sei na se ya keka ne na 500 million enye 100 enye 50 o 500 million na ya yesremo ya mu hu Ghana form obo kakra because ye enti ase say ye tuatua bi mu 50,000 a month 60,000 obi allowance and in the wardrobe sika oji chain obi 1 year salary oji wo Ghana hasi. And so still ombesa befa kwan bia so a milk the country dry. Na we are ebi ma be play deal ni ade na afi de asem no enti se dey Public Accounts Committee chairperson or the abetudwa says some irregularities ya yehu ye e financial statements ne amount for almost statements omo de buy Public Accounts Committee sitting no omo make sure say omo ebe prosecute omo nyina because ye nhwe e ma mo milk Ghana say eni Ghana sika wabra muni adwuma bia mo de be kire se we enti na ma ye di sika we enti that is from the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee Abna Osei Asare ne nsemo a ode etudwa ye to so na ye de amamo no ye ko the vetting of the nominated chief justice Paul Bafuboni ye nyina nim se ne ena na wo se ye tena se na omo hwehwe ne nsemu no omo vetting no na a lot of happenings and some bebre updates in the free honoma ya de mamo ene enwumre nti ye koso no the very first one a see here was between Afenyo Markins and Mahama Yariga and saying or say yen hwe Emma unkasa nkyere amanfo said your ope. Why? Is it because you are Afenyo Markins? Is it because you are the minority leader that be yen tena se hwe Emma unkasa and yes, there was a lot of and some panic there was quarrels we can we tuma we na we atoma the very first update the vetting of the nominated Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni hear the very first update video
Chairman, and keep to the rules because I will object to anything that violates the rules. Mr. Chairman,
minority leader don't be preemptive. Majority leader don't be preemptive. So go ahead.
Chairman, 7 separate proceedings across 3 jurisdictions. Our own Supreme Court, the High Court, and the ECOWAS Court of Justice now challenge the constitutional validity of that removal. Not one has been heard on its merits.
Mr. Chairman.
Yet, while these cases remain pending,
Mr. Chairman,
while the very question of whether a vacancy exists remains subject,
I object.
There is a nomination
I object.
to replace.
I object.
Can have the floor. Honorable Minority Leader, hold it. Majority Leader, you said you object. What are you objecting to?
Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Our rules are very clear on pending matters. Our rules are very clear on pending matters. And it says in Order 103F that a motion shall relate to definite issues and not be the subject of an action on which a judicial decision is pending in such a way as may, in the opinion of the Speaker, prejudice the interest of the parties to the action. Mr. Speaker, you see, when you keep saying motion, these rules guide proceedings in chamber and mutatis mutandi, they apply to the work of committees as well. The rules are clear. What you can't do in the chamber, you cannot do in committee. So the rules are clear on pending matters. So you can't come here and comment on pending matters in a way that will prejudice the interests of the parties. So we stay away from random commentary on pending matters. We even don't refer to them. It's clear. And I'm saying that you are a senior lawyer, you know. You've been in this house, you've been a majority leader, you've been a minority leader, you have lived through all the rulings in these matters. Pending matters, we should stay away from them. The conduct of judges, we should stay away from them. You have so far not impugned the process of nominating the nominee and submitting the nomination to this House, and the process of referral by Speaker of the nominee to this committee for the committee to do its work. Those are the legitimate matters that you can raise, and you haven't raised them. So all the questions about what happened, if you had waited and we started proceedings, and you throw a question to the nominee to get his views on the matter, I may not object. But you can't just be allowed to run down everybody and get up and walk because you are a Afenyo Martin. Why? It will not be allowed. I am going to look, this whole issue about you making a preliminary statement, show me a rule that says that you have a right to make a preliminary statement. Show me in our standing orders anything that says that you, Afenyo Martin, have a right to make preliminary statements. You don't. Listen, we developed it as a practice. We developed it as a practice where normally the two leaders may make welcoming statements and general open statements, but you have converted it into a platform to do a press conference where you attack and impugn people and walk away with it. I'm saying that today you will not attack anybody and walk away whilst I sit in this committee.
Okay, so this is a clash between the leaders, a minority leader and a majority leader, or more ND Afeso Ewohono, or here Afenyo Markins side, and Mahama Yariga, or also Eddie B. Emano Chene say it is not stated anywhere, say also be a preliminary statement, a committee nase. After weighing some of the other subsequent and I says happenings and I say updates and someone is CC Ewohono or more STG walkout or more STG a year walkout a year committee I say because of a year some years CC because minority leader or person on a year preliminary a year statement of which majority leader Mahama Yariga Chen said it is never done anywhere. MPP4 they are still pained. In some and I said more and some more can in say justice get to talk on why you free hono. Still now up till now no and that's so moya because they feel said the woman is still going out there or then in some some of the international bodies in who say you bet me akebia no ama mameno ama na ye and still now they are objecting the nominated CJ Justice Paul Bafuboni. They staged a walkout because they feel say more rights and majority leader 88 as well committee national on it even the chairman of the committee have some kind of a banter quarrel kakra or we cannot react on the timer a minority in parliament led by Osahina Fenyomakin almost stage walkout Eddie free vetting nase say was almost na some vet CJ no almost sa money nyina say adwuma no won to aso enye bi nti yango go head time the NPP the minority in parliament almost stage walkout committee vetting nase.
We don't need to vet a nominee before we vote against the nominee. We have preliminary issues well grounded in law. You may disagree with us. And we say that on the basis of that, we cannot be part of a process that would give rights to another and deny another of her bona fide as enshrined in the Constitution. Chairman, that said, we would yield to you to proceed whilst we exit this committee room with our views well documented for the record, and on the floor we shall proceed with the debate, further stating our position and take a vote against the nominee as required by the rules of the plenary. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Minority Leader. But how do you reject a nominee who is yet to be vetted?
Should I respond?
The report is not ready to be voted for. We are not at a stage of approval. So your conclusion is very preemptive. Chairman
will respect. Chairman would.
This is not what I want you to respond to.
No, Chairman,
so
but
I don't want your
Chairman,
response on this.
To the extent that you've raised it, I just need to.
Honorable Minority Leader,
Chairman,
you have your day.
Chairman,
you have your day. The two microphones should be off.
Chairman,
the two microphones should be off. With all due respect,
we have registered our position.
Honorable Minority Leader,
that we have rejected. We don't need to vet
agreed on your position.
We reject it, and we
agreed on your position. Yes. When it is time for voting, then you can vote against the nominee. Yes. So we thank you very much, and we wish you a very good luck. Honourable members.
Why you wishing us a good luck?
Yes, yeah, okay. Yes. Honourable members, those present here, we have the constitutional.
That was the walkout by the minority in parliament. The Chief Justice Nevetin Nassano a stage walkout. A vetin no asa na me no ka say vetin no eguso a ekoso, but the minority in parliament omo reps a omo war committee ne so no omo nyina asasa omo nema a omo free ho. But asem no ne say vetin na nkasa de etoaso because I mean, per the constitution, they still form and I said they form a quorum. Bet me at was so a yes, our veteran. The veteran, as we are speaking, no, a Akosua, the updates, no, Nina Ebebro, I say. Now there was another one. And also a Akosua. Young father said, Mahama Yariga said, Odi can't beginning, they say on train. Emma Afenyo Markins. That was before almost stage walkouts. And I say on train Emma and Cassandra Bia anyhow. I veteran as just because oh yeah Afenyo Markin Debbie. Or say or refer to a year the nominated Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni said the disputed nominee or said that be said ne kra mumpono Papa acting CJ Chief Justice Ghana ha. And you can't just refer to him as this disputed nominee. So assembly na so be so kan bisa ne nsem wo vetin na se na enye se wo ba be refer no to say a disputed nominee na akoto amanfo trim no ma start wo ne ho wo vetin na se enti wan twe ama no say wo be refer to the nominated Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni say disputed nominee yenko tie time I no so one no enya abanta kakra wo ho no ma ho no enti yes that was Mahama Yariga, the majority leader in parliament, or ne Afenyo Markins, or to be man pass, and Nepa de Yentre, Vertin be a tremwo corner, you was a near Dio or Casao near the and Nepa de Yentre, and for a mount or Honoman, crack muno, the most, the very important update, a free Vertin as Urban said, the minority in parliament, or more STG walkout, to see a Vertin a Kosono. Omo enka ho se omo ko twen parliament se beba se ye nto aba eno na omo so be kire say yes omo ebeto atia no because omo de as minority in parliament no omo nje Justice Paul Bafuboni entum say he's the nominated Chief Justice oba be gina oba be si ma me get to talk on and Ghana has it. So that is what is going on currently. Veteran Akosua with the Ghana's Chief Justice and Minister for Law. Veteran Akosua. Akosua na ye the updates no atwaso e the amamu. Ye go back to Mensia. Se si Akuma Wood. Say emu be ye there because omenya Superman. Se si Akuma Wood there masa every next year kono there. Some scenes be omo de be me magana for no because you see a Superman angasa be piem wo Kumase menhia say nim say nkomodi de be koso ama na na say oh chale muntwa movie ba ko mienu bi ansa na wa free Ghana ha na wako na any say the 8th akwaside a ekoso wo menhia palace no na yehu say Superman ɔsa ne ho mmara sɛ 12 o'clock ɔba ɛbɛpie mu ɛwɔ ɛyɛ menhyia ɔbɛ joining ɛyɛ the asanteman ɛne ɔmo ɛbɔ mu edi akwasideɛ no ɛma no ɛyɛ kama ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Kumase enti sɛdeɛ na ɔmo de ɔmo nsɛm to dwa no ɔbɛpie ɔman Ghana mu no ɛna ohun sɛ ɔman bi wɔ ɔman bi mu ɛna ɔkɔɔyɛ a ɔkɔpie mu ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Kumase enti ɛho mfonyini ɛna etwa gu a ohwɛ ɛwɔ wo screens ne so no yes 12 o'clock ɔba bɛpie mu ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Kumase a ɔne Otumfour abom adi akwasideɛ abom amanaye kama ewo honom. It's yes, this is a Leonardo Muilite Brazilian. Now he shot into fame. He's a lawyer in Brazil. He shot into fame with his striking resemblance to Superman. And this is CNN or philanthropic business and as I see and as philanthropic projects and he visits hospitals, he visits other countries in the Superman costume no or visiting countries, he goes to schools, hospitals, any charity homes Dudwana ede eboa humanity area simu how visiting in Krobebre a lot of contents in relation to the visits and in the philanthropic worker or Ghana maimu hai. It's yanko our very first video of Superman our BPM Kumasi Kumawood or Mate Dende. It's yanko the very first introduction I'm introducing it to Otumfour and someone Omo ekafa 12 o'clock ni diangasa ene Leonardo Muilite Brazilian lawyer obepie mo Ghana ha de nti ena oba obe join ye ene Otumfour bedi akwaside yenko na yenko tie na yemra sese.
Say that we have made 3 referrals officially to the Attorney General. We are going to put that in our reports, and we know that we're going to send it to the floor of Parliament, and Parliament is going to.
Brazil, na obeju Ghana memura. But I'm all about one so many or maybe for us at the has. As I know to live to Akosua. And see Superman which is was a friend. But the team party demanded. Many lawyer need for that you want to sign you say or what one or you be a mugro in Mupa or Yagway, a sick no by only the book for and a war hay. I pay on any of a new pump. You never acquire no general or no so no of a new pump. Didn't we have not a penny? Or you do more contractor or more see airport to name GTR markets. I feel also answer on the or no, and a day Superman ever Ghana member. Feel more dear G. Dr. Gia, so Superman, old Lika Kraka, and Sana, the Odiba.
All right, so that was a Superman. ɛna yɛde ne ho nsɛm ɛto dwa de nti a waba bɛpiem ɛwɔ ɛyɛ asanteman mu asese a ɔne Otumfour bɔ mu di akwaside kama ɛwɔ ɛhɔ ɛnom nti yes that was ɛyɛ 2 o'clock ɛna na yɛ ne introduction to ɛyɛ Otumfour yɛ kan de nti a wɔbɛpiem ɛwɔ Kumase yɛ kan ne nyinaa ɛwɔ hɔ a wɔtumi sɛ it's a large entourage a ɔne ɔmo nyinaa abom aba bɛpiem ɛwɔ ɛyɛ asanteman mu a ɔmo edi akwaside na no akyi no 2 o'clock na angasa nso so etu nanum tuo de ne nsɛm etu dwa ɛwɔ ɛhɔnom ma ɔsan so kra yɛ presentation kra de ma Otumfour ɛwɔ ɛhɔnom nti yɛbɛkɔ ne akɔhwɛ ɛyɛ ne nsɛm ɔno angasa de tu dwa as 2 o'clock superman a wɔbɛpiem ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Ghana ha ne nsɛm ɔno angasa de tu dwa yɛwia ne abɛhwɛ ne presentation ɛdeɛn na ɔde ma Otumfour yɛwia ɛba abɛhwɛ no so enti stay with us ne yɛkɔhwɛ ne nsɛm a ɛyɛ 2 o'clock angasa ɔde ɛde tu dwa so before that no yɛnkɔhwɛ time ana ɔkyea Otumfour kɔyɛ ɔkɔkyea Otumfour no yɛnkɔhwɛ ɛno na yɛmmra sisi ɔne ne team ɔmkɔkyea Otumfour yɛnkɔhwɛ ne yɛmmra sisi. All right, and that was a Superman on any year. On said Broni dear or Fabi Biano and come. On said a no or Monday a yes sash nibi emano or the achichinity come ever honoma. On say yes, why come a bema 10 gramo pa na wabi pim ewo eye Kumase a oni Otumfour mu nyina boma omadi eye akwaside no kama na yebekwa ko he video bi na abrafo no omo bo Otumfour mrane omo sane mrane ne mra watna eye akonwa no so nyina de besi sesemre na dwumadi a wadie ni ade nyina omo bo ne mrane ewo ehonom and then there is another video so Superman ono so de ne nsema tu dwa ono angasa tu nanum tuo na nigi age se obepie mu Ghana ene mpokuma wudfo a onya pa nko betimi ne o matwa ba ko bi pa sa na wafri Ghana akono ne nyina ne nsema ode tu dwa no nti yebekɔ na yakɔ akɔhwɛ video so na yewi a yaba beto aso e de amamo nti yenkɔ ne emra sisi All right, since here twaso ede amamo ewo ahase Pinax TV. If you are still with us, yada was say woni eda so ete ewo ahase. Yes, ye ko Nigeria, ne ko Nigeria. Ye be say to aba back to Ghana. Na di enti ne be ko Nigeria ne say to aba back to Ghana. Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, wenya ne baby kono sisi di abasobo etimi akọ ade amana ye animonyam shekese na ye the Nigerian ye omo airline baako omo ebona baso ahye na animonyam kese. And it said, United Nigeria Airlines, or first international flight, free Abuja to Ghana. Now, and the inscription, and I said the edin of Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, omudi ni about plane no kese pa ama obia e say yes indeed the legend he still lives on. Yen name say now he was with the Air Force about plane pa you plane pa untimi ne Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings entry plane e ma ne ye yen name say abakosem na kire say onu netimi a fly plane under the Adome Bridge. Eti plane pa say ye di plane maneuver that ye ho ne ade untimi Flight Lieutenant the late Jerry John Rawlings untimi no enti eno na ewo screens no so a etwagu no a kire say yes indeed they have honored the former president of Ghana na or pilot or tree plane in the Ghana army no emu enti that is the flight belande wo Kotoka International Airport from Abuja, a straight flight from Abuja to Ghana, United Nigeria Airlines. Enti yenko na yenko tie enkomo ne nsem kakra ye so ewo airport ho na yembra CCA. So that was a very brief, short ceremony. Akosua the unveiling the inscription of Air Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. The legend lives on. No, and I koya na and munyam check here Nigeria. Omo ede abo Air Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. Awanyani baby kono. Yes, that was a very brief and short say ceremony omudi unveil dinner omudi egu plane ho ewo Ghana hase. So that is a United Airlines Nigeria almost flying to unite no ene omo abodin as said o Ghana president no omo ahye no animonyam na we na bi mu ka se o kana yeden ebi mu abakọ ye hu de ekoso den na ekoso animonyam hye no ye hu se ebi mu ogege nkakra ye hwe se nanado monso ne president Kofomo ne omo mabakọ no mpo omo afifiri mu nsusu bi no omo so betimi age saa abasobo yi bia animonyam hye de ye behwe se ye past president omo betimi agege bi omo begege dodo na omo de ate Ghana anim on the international world. And that is the update. We flew to Nigeria, it's our fly back to Ghana, and the updates no ede amamo ewo ehonom. Nti ye toa so na ye the updates no ede amamo. Se sie die. Ebesi aka se aban a se sie omo gentre ha ewo Ghana ha UP plus. Alan Kwadwo Chamatene party a wode abepiem ewo Ghana se sie manfo hu se se sie the MPP omanya a very big rival ewo political scene nim na eden na ekoso ye nyina nim so omayiyi omo secretaries ne omo national executives ne ade omayiyi omo select ama ebi ma start adwuma ebo adwuma director of communications Amolo Usu obo adwuma ene no nam ha okọ ha no opie ha no okasa ene ade eti omo de sembebre ababa betudwa na ne den na omo asaba be ka bio we the deputy secretary for a UP plus party no the deputy secretary for UP plus party no or the ensem ababe tudwa ne nsem ne sen o say o ma ye chi o mo ohwidiem broni krom ano mo ye galamsey 9 months for ko chi wo mo ewo broni krom no hwe o mo ye bia ne said o mo de ti wo sebe said o mo de ti honom a ye chi o mo de o mo tenetena from the handcuff egugu ebi mo nsa na bibia no e chese o mo ti hwei o mo benye sikampo akokra galamsey de abaga na ha omu benye skampo e de akoje concession omu benye skampo de akoje license say omu de baba be mining na hwan mu na hye kire omu edi sa adwuma no say the influential people in Ghana, any people that are close to power omu ene hye kire as agalamsey nsem ekokoba nyina omu ene hye kire na say bi mu start ball Collins down the din class say on ye the chief of galamsey e de wo sa ahafo region hono ono ene ye chief of galamsey. Allegedly people were just touting and I say omu they were relating galamsey activities ekoso ahafo region hono they were relating it to Collins Dauda aye nyina nim say the course so hwidiem Honorable Ebenezer of Collins Dauda Emma onu mom kra na allegedly o man directions say onko no go head ekoso a ye nyina de si wo ho ye nyina ye nimsem enti dodo na hu ne say people that are close to power and I say omo ye influential in societies omo ene hye kire enti we ene nsem a ye na ya sapon deputy general secretary the man the UP plus party align Kwadwo Matene party or the abafoforo no ono de atu dwanti yenko tie ensem o de tu dwane mpo edin bi wo ho a ekaketo bi so obubo odin e wa ase yenko na yenko tie ne nsem a o de atu dwane emra sese.
We fail as a nation to prosecute the financiers and backers of galamsey activities. We would be endorsing their operations. Wahu nipa 36 year 9 months for Kochi Womuni. So 35 years.
35.
Good. Osho menimni omo ya bi omo de tiwa. Omo mu bi eni ho obetimi ato excavator. Omumu bieni wa oni bebia ton pump action too. It means that there is a financier somewhere. and there is a backer. Make backers near one more or more close to power and more influence. What I say? And then the bomb which dom and more ye do mu. Na sebi ta frache. Unni obi bo wachi dom wa. Enka wo hu se name osofo omhye uniform mu kura tuo. Abaya chiw. Na wonya akukuduru se wonni bidi nkomo. Wonni ne obekasa. That is obi shenechi. Oni akro shenechi su bentumi. Media. And somewhere D can buy about Widowhood. I took a very strong stand. I said the MP ought to be investigated. Niedikai.
Until he is before the law courts.
Niedikai. Babia wasi wo free a wo kwa yi. Babia nkofo ne galam sin kwan bia ni ho a no fa so kọ babia no ye yi.
Oh, okay. Nti wu ni mo. O free na na ekwe.
O so free ni constituency twem akwa kire nsua.
O se kwan no be fa so na say. Sa na MP ni kai.
Well, o be fa so ti. Eno kwa na ye problem no because o fa ni letter na
MPP no fi na say no so mpene.
Ofa ni letter na wo tro ye na a 3.9 echo nyina no contradicting ho sa
already
what is it for me I am against sa empinifo minimwe ayade eboso yade in the heat of the matter uye MP na sigidi kra Akosua na wakwa ufua near president any aban any emra ahyewon se won nyom adwuma yeah
yes nana
if you look at the other side of the issue na asoja for so no mukra tu
obinyina 11
enti gidigidi no koso no ena nka soja ni no emma no tu no so se wo bo ono ne nkwa ho ban enka ene yebetena ha yebeka se soja for tutu so say soja ni de enye kerosene nam no mu say moja ono so ye ya adwon koba ono so abusua
okay
what you say we need to take a stand maka wa ha ama mu nyina mu twema no si say de meka na enye we can shoot to kill asami if we fail as a nation to prosecute the financiers and backers of Galamsey activities we would be endorsing their operations. Wohu nipa 36 year 9 months for Kochi woman, so 35.
35.
Good. Wo hwe o manim ni o mo ya bia o mo de te ho a. O mu bia ni ho a obetimi ato excavator. O mu bia ni ho a oni bebia ton pump action too. It means that there is a financier somewhere and that there is a backer. Make backers near one more or more close to power and more influence. What I say? And then the bomb which dom and more ye do mu. Na sebi ta frache. Unni obi bo wachi dom wa. Enka wo hu.
Okay, so that was a United Party, UP Plus, or more Deputy General Secretary in some of the two. Now, Abuja, what is says here, Balotelli be a PM or a NPP party name. Wunyante ye dia na ne tewa so ne tie nsemo a ese a ekoso na Marco Krekumante nyina enim say he was part of the MPP manifesto committee on creative arts no ka ho obey creative arts minister ewo Ghana ha deputy ye nyina ye kai Mark Okrekumante na nsembe no de aba betudwa o say MPP o say omo hwe how they are managing abronye case is ese ye nyina nim say ese abronye ninsem okeka wo MPP party nim MPP mpanifo dodo na omani enje ho but omo say wakoye te say aboa bi e friend say huruye ohuhu no na ono ana osaye den okekao enti sa abronye yesi wo kasa ogu party ni hu fin ne nsam wo kan ni nyina so kire se yes indeed se eba se MPP ekọ eye aban mu na omo akogina ne ato aba omo ebetimi yenka ne se omo ebetimi ede agina eye abronye so ama watimi aye campaign papa ede ama eye the New Patriotic Party enti we ena eye Marco Krekumante ede abetu dwa se empo omo ko 31st January election no obia omu nipa nim ni nyina obia nya eye abronye wo ne campaign team mu ankope enti eye nsem foforo se okakopie eye Baumia camp enti yenkotie nsem odi tu dwa se eye den ena all like eye abronye DC chairman abronye to eye Balotelli yen ni Balotelli one main kind of says one stubborn player only bobo pa but then some ni suban or done a deal ewo park so kire say ni suban or park so the enya name born there o de to us omo a obetimi abonu aboniye enti how is eye Marco Krekumante like and asa odi eye abronye DC chairman toto eye Balotelli ho yenko tie eye Marco Krekumante ne nsem o kandefa eye chairman abronye ho say MPP for mu so eye abronye mu ye yenko tie ne mra sisi
football me ni papa but I happen to know Balotelli because no be akasa about talent or one talent that you needed. I hear say he was very good as a player. Yes. But problems.
Story do Onu Morino.
So how did Morino manage such a person? Sana is akoye for MPP. Balotelli.
Yes.
I said MPP advisedly. He's not from Baumia. He's an asset of MPP.
Yes.
And now face me baby mama. No. Because no say can Japan honorable Inya Agonya on the side okay.
Of course. But that's why there's a problem because on the side.
Are you honorable Brian? Nya Agonya on the side now. Okay. Because numbers it's about nipa 5 crown everywhere okay 50% plus 1 that one can come from a brother. Do you need him? Now my question is that did my brother Jantua Nishan brother but because of media no multimedia Martin said my brother Jantua did he say about the NDC because of Kevin Taylor Menkai. Well, we need person from road. It's something to correct it.
Me who you or social media ne kasa.
And I saw his post.
I don't listen much because Peter didn't policy on this matter.
And so the number.
No, me say my.
Peter the team.
Yeah, me say my dreams are listening to.
This was
Peter Susa.
Almost his name now.
I saw his poster too when he was replying Kevin Taylor. Yeah, what can you and now you have like a bonya on it, but I don't know what did you know?
All right, so that was Mark Okreku maintaining some more the tuja about a chairman DC chairman Apronye or Teresa Papano. In as much as I want an answer, no, Nijumedia Odi Edeboa a party no any impo a year Dr. Mahmoud Baumiano a sombo pa ne nanso kakrebi ena ewo honom na nkenya sadia na just adwuma na no obono all like need to Balotelli ye nyina enim Balotelli bono be bono kama obehye go samao enso ne suban o park ne so basa enti eno ena Marco Krekumante de ababe tudwa o kire se NPP mu nso eye abronye DC mu nso ne mu eye ewo honom. We are moving on. You call back to Nigeria near the updates no every honom e de apremu asese yenim se eye Regina Daniels oni eye ni kunu eye Senator Ned Nwoko omo aware no according to the last video Regina Daniels here she was referring to Ned say, or yeah, the ex-husband. So as we all know, the very last update that we brought to you, that a video from Regina Daniels suggested that they are no more married now. They are separated. Regina Daniels acquired a mansion for herself and her family. Now the updates that we also had for you previously cited that Ned has arrested the siblings of Regina Daniels. Now the update that is coming is that some Nigerians living in Nigeria are sending cautions to the mother of Regina Daniels and the family of Regina Daniels, trying to tell them that they should make sure that they go and apologize to Ned. We all know that at a point in some of the videos of Regina Daniels, she stated that she gave an amount of money to Ned, citing that Ned Woko is rather turning to a gold digger, trying to milk Regina Daniels. Let's go and watch this video, and then we'll come back.
Regina, how many times do I call you? You see, after the reggae, I told you people, after Regina, how many times do I call you? You see, after the reggae, I told you people, after the reggae, you play the blues. Let me tell you, no person, no woman dig his or her hand into the tea like dine with the devil that lives to tell the tale. You cannot enter into secrets and you come out to tell the tale. I tell you, it's even in your Bible for you Christians. It is written, when you visit big man's house, be wary of his delicacies, because he will tell you, eat and drink and make merry. His mind is not with you. The same measure you eat is the same measure you vomit. I tell you, now you are crying. So one actress, or what they call themselves, a lot of movie stars in the internet disturbing our peace, is not saying you have locked yourself in the house and they have been knocking, says you don't want to open. And I've seen you also crying that your brother, if you thought it's getting to an end and it's escalating. Let me tell you, when trouble comes, nothing can stop that trouble. You cannot go away. What you do is that you stand as a person to solve your problem. I told women generally, you people are evil people, but the God is also matching you people with more evil men that will teach you lesson. Now you say you want to go back, and the woman is saying this thing. Let me tell you, Colorado is not for children. Drug abuse. There is some drug abuse you abuse and you get away with it, but you see Colorado, it is not for children. It ends in madness. Now you have enjoyed the delicacies of Mr. Ned or Chief Ned. He have showed you all the mansion and everything. You have grabbed a lot of money. You think you can have easy exits. No, it is not easy. You see, rich men get way to make them rich. They are flamboyant. They spend money. But there is something you come out from meat before you eat it. You know, when you slaughter a cow or goat, that's what they call doctor bile. If you don't remove the doctor bile and cut it together with meat and cook it, it will be so bitter that small doctor bile will spoil all the meat. You see, your mom will quickly run to internet and start talking. They want to use your glory. Which glory you get? You get the glory to be a billionaire. You think it's easy to become a billionaire and sustain it for years. You have tested the palace. There is secret in palace. And anybody that wants to leave the palace cannot leave to tell the secret. So you have dined with the devil. You have enjoyed the delicacies of the rich. Now it's time for you to pay back. I will advise you, the best way to settle this your problem now is to tell your mom to come and give Ned open apology on the internet. And also claim that she wasn't in her senses when she was saying that she's under influence of what you are taking to. That is first way. Now that damage control has been done. Then all of us will begin to beg men. Let me tell you, tradition is powerful. In African tradition, it is powerful. You cannot mess with it. But I will tell you the easiest way out to appease Ned, if you are ready. Because what we need to do is spiritual cleansing. Because what we are receiving now is what we call spiritual koboko, approbation, ishawa. Let me tell you, what a great therapy answer, a chair, you know, that 6 meaning a child that they brought 7 kids to flog the child, and they flogged the child with the first kid, and the child started shouting and crying. Who will they flog the 6th remaining kid? This is the beginning of your problem. and it's beginning of your role. And you see all these feminists, because let me tell you, you ordinarily could have been a good woman, but feminists, they deceive you. Now you have this problem. What would they say? What can you do to a big man? What can you do to a billionaire? Now you have carried your brother legally, charged him with conspiracy, cyberbullying, assault, occasional harm, invasion, like trespasses into his kingdom. Now, police have done their own work, like I said. They have pushed him to court. Courts have stated their bail condition. Until he meets with the bail condition, that is when it's come out. But the case is not over. It's still going to court. And as you people are ranting, more cases can come. You can be arraigned for more offenses, because any offense must be attended to. When a small boy like your brother did not have respect for the elders and be insulting elders, what do you expect? And you, as Regina, when you get mine, the video a billionaire, the video an elderly man wear his pee and be sharing it on social media, what do you expect? He or she that brought ant-infested firewood home invite lizard for a dinner. Come. You see, it is not easy to dine with billionaires. That's why I say every man should not marry broke girls. Don't marry broke girls. When a girl is broke, don't marry the broke girl. Because let me tell you, or anytime you lift a broke person, the person will see you as a rival and fight you until the person destroy you. In their low life, in that moment, they will claim they love you. They don't love you. What they love is your money, your influence, and everything. Even if as a poor man, don't marry somebody that does not have handwork. You think it's only woman that will be telling us, I want to marry a rich man. I cannot marry somebody that does not have work. Madam, what is your own occupation? What are you doing for a living? I'm telling you, what are you doing for a living? Your father did not train you in school. He did not even put you in where you learn guild. So it's only bestowed to man, restricted to man, to work hard to take care of a lady. And when he take care of a lady, this is how he end up. Imagine if Ned is a poor guy. Imagine if Ned has only one wife. Imagine what will happen. This man will be so bitter, the man will feel betrayed upon all the love, all the gifts, all the money, all the luxury, all the kingdom delicacies they have showered on this lady. This is how within a week they came out to the internet and was talking nonsense that even the mother, the big hen herself, has the impetus to say that my daughter gave you 50 pounds. You want to use the glory. And madam, you don't have glory to have a billionaire in your family. Your son doesn't have glory to be a billionaire. Your husband does not have glory to be a billionaire. Let me tell you, rich men are after God's heart. God does not bless everybody. There is some people that are blessed by God, and there are some people that are blessed by their man, and some people have mortgaged their right to become rich. But let me tell you, anyway, there is a hedge around anybody that is a millionaire or billionaire, and they are favorite of God because they are doing the work of God in this world, helping the poor, but not helping the poor ladies that you'll be knocking. I told Ned, there is some ladies that are good for girlfriend, mistress. How can you carry those people and marry? Had it been Regina undergo concubineship, mistressship, like for 4 or 5 years before you marry her, she could have been a good wife. But you quickly rush and marry her. Now she's a disaster. And the feminists are the ones that cause this problem. Feminists are create taboo. Simps are create taboo. Odogu, or the what they call them Odobuke, are create taboo. This is where you people cause all this problem. And this woman that ordinary could have respect their husband and know their place in marriage and not their right in marriage. They will begin to drive rights with husband, coming to internet to drive the life. Okay, it don't happen, it don't happen. Waiting to happen. It don't happen now. You don't drag right. Your mother don't drag right. You don't drag right. Your brother don't drag right. Waiting be the problem now. You are out of your husband's house. And you see, I tell people, when you have issue with people, calm down first, because the things you used to settle, you have given it away. You have thrown it away. If I'm Ned now, I'll bring you back and I'll still call your mother my in-law after saying I want to use your glory to climb more. And you don't want to use your glory to climb. That is the problem. Because you'll be listening to feminists. They'll be telling you, don't take nonsense from man. Don't take... These people that are telling you this thing, they're not in a man's house. They are not married though. They are single mothers. A lot of them are single mothers. A lot of them are frustrated. Baby mothers. A lot of them want to buy their husband and they were thrown away. And they will come and open pay so that they will draw more women into their miserable life. Into their stupidity. That's people that have played wardom in their father's house. Now they enter husband's house, they're still playing that wardom. The first stupidity is allowed. It is you mess yourself up when you are in father's house. Now you enter your husband's house, instead of you to learn, you still want to come out. Many people want to marry Ned. Many people want to go in. And you that have grabbed that position, and Ned even has or have other wives. I don't know whether I have or has. English is not my language. But however it is, there is many wives before you. You come now and you want to stay the stage. I tell you that what are the elderly person sit down to see? Climb hill, climb ladder, climb story building, skyscraper. You will not see it. Best way now is to retrieve your step. Tell your mother to apologize. That she's under influence of alcohol when she said all those things, because it's very, very bad to accuse somebody like that. Then you face your rehabilitation very well.
All right, so this is the advice that some Nigerians are giving to the family of Regina Daniels, trying to tell them to go and apologize, an open apology to Ned Nwoko, and let him know that they are very sorry. So yes, that was the updates coming from Nigeria. So yabetwa so na the updates no so Eddie Abremo yabesa go back to Nigeria and the updates Abremo. Now there is this 22-year-old Ghanaian now obo or a footballer or a midfielder, 22-year-old, and Idin Edina Kwame Abraham. Now that is what we have on our screens. Or say Ghanaian midfielder Nana Kwame Abraham has throat slit by Katsina United fans in Nigerian league. This is the updates that I was talking about earlier. 7 Debemamo na muntina se na muntie ensemo efrimu eba. And it says Katsina United team in Nigeria. So we have another one on our screens. Was it breaking? Ghanaian footballer Nana Kwame Abraham is fighting for his life in hospital in Nigeria after a fan attacked him with a knife for scoring for Barao FC in their top flight league match against Katsina United. That was that is the update. And it said Katsina United Omone Barao United Ebo no, this is a league match. No Ekofan same way United by your screen was eyewitnesses report states. So yes, this the chaotic scenes unfolded at the Mohammed Diko Stadium when Barao FC leveled the score 1-1 through Oji Kalu in the 69th minute. Yes, overhead now. So the Nigeria Premier League NPFL has been thrown into shock following a gruesome incident on Saturday during the clash between Katsina United and Barao FC, where Ghanaian midfielder Nana Kwame Abraham was brutally attacked by home fans after scoring an equalizer. And yes, there's a home fans no team no Barao FC. And now omo Katsina for Echo Boy. So Katsina were hosting the Barao FC in their home grounds. Mohammed Diko Stadium. Katsina. And Sara Husemi Ogosi. And you also the chaotic scenes unfolded at the Mohammed Diko Stadium when Barao FC leveled the score 1-1 through Oji Kalu in the 69th minute. And the 69th minute, as of that time, na Katsina for LED Barao for one goal. And through Oji Kalu and omo etekano. And you be sure say assist be Abraham conjure magic be or my pass and Oji Kalu etimi ekato atenemu ema ebe 1-1 69th minute. Or some moments later, enraged Katsina supporters invaded the pitch, targeting Abraham, who was involved in the build-up to the goal. And then I make no. It's always so what you try or come last pass. Emma or koye assist no Emma go no buy. Or say eyewitnesses report that the midfielder was caught and had his throat slit in a horrifying act of violence that sent shockwaves across the football community. Now I say, oh no targeting no because on a Ghanaian. A woman said, "Mammy, a Nigerian, ni papa a Ghanaian, but he has a Ghanaian descent. Ghanaian also na kind a year Nigeria no and mokoche no nti go ne buy no MTC park ne so and then no mo targeting no mokoche no and na omo de sekan sebi ni minimum and na omo edit to ya unim so no mu twa ne ti o ye nto aso say Barao confirmed the incident on their official X handle, announcing that the game had been suspended following following the attack. Graphic images circulating online show Ibrahim bleeding heavily as officials and teammates rushed to his aid amid pandemonium. Security forces battled to restore order, while the Nigerian Premier Football League management and Kasina have yet to issue an official statement. Now, I say, pictures a barbon saying na eyehu. Pictures na eyehu who say abrante da mojemo ye de sekan ato ni minim eyehu. Security forces battle to restore order, while the NPFL management and Kasina have not yet issued an official statement. So CID, as we are speaking now, club no and as a team no among for statement be my and a Nigerian Premier League no among has so among for statement be my. Also, the tragic event has reignited fierce debate about fan violence and poor security at league venues, with many calling for strict sanctions and immediate reform. Yes, no, and somewhere also because somewhere still questions the security of fans. Omo Stadium there is a questioning about more security. Stadium it is calling for an immediate reform. Because I had then a fan timidity cancer who cost stadium. I say this latest act of brutality comes just weeks after violence scenes in Kano, further tarnishing the reputation of the NPFL and raising urgent questions about player safety in Nigeria football. Latest reports suggest the midfielder is alive and healthy. Inti eka kiti say abranche efrimo. Omo person almost a say we ABC yen cheye. ABC Yencheye ewo Kano State. All these states are states. It has already been reported. Say honum violence and insecurity are also that particular area and as a region and as a part of Nigeria. No, it was through here pa way and Akosua Nigeria and as a Nigeria hono Ghana ni osina kind o movie free Niger eba Nigeria ebe starting so osina kind among mokranche. Bia was started born home de mom a car ya take a kenti omo edisi kan akoto ni minim yenim se na nsen ya enche mu early this year NBC e wo Ghana ha se ya ono de branch na munum ho a ofa mu ehwe ne nkwa ama ede a lot of reforms e ba ye Ghana Premier League mu Ghana ha ya ebi eto ye ya yetimi ahwa ya so ano kama Nigeria na ebi koso anya Nigeria ni na ewu Ghana ni mom e na ewu ohwe Kasina team ya ohwe Nigeria Premier League ne so omo da 9th omo try say omo wetimi awini matches nka omo wetimi dey propel omo dey akọ akọ manim e league table no so some way na akwakosi no match ne dey omo bo pon ye but game na ankasa Nigerian Premier League board no omo so mo twa sa game num omo suspend the game na e course no because of a incidental see no enti no any update aye di free Nigeria abeye Chosem pa se see de yenti bibia mfam free GF ho omo emfa bibia nya emfa maye GF nya enkasa ye Nigeria omo so omo league no omo hwe so no omo nya enkasa ye Barao FC omo so omo fa statement maye Kasina for omo angasa omo tena omo home edese kan ko to obi minim ewo park so no omo so emfa statement maye eti etwen na emom abrante ne de se de wom se ba bi oda no enye but ne ho ya ne sa ekro ne de ana wound ne de a very deep cut na ewo ho no nti that is the update ye de bremo ewo ho no ye ba Ghana ha ya football ho nsama na ye de to aso de amamo ye nyina ye nim justice for Ransford Astate Ransford Owusu A Junior sebe ni coach ohwe omo so ewo Siano Academy yesi coach sebe oni akra no agobone emfa kwam ama branch no a small boy onyini bia 16 years no fe na oyare yede na ko hospital eni ade ama akra na famu ahwere ne nkwa na we na justice for Ransford ababonti adodo na hu ne se abrantie yi e se police for to nsa frɛ no mu bisa ne nsɛm ne ehu de odi akra no fa so apɔte because allegedly and say nsɛm a boba ne se oni akra na da abrantie o wo ye coach a wo ye be ma wo ni teammate and say wo team member o academy mu no sebe wafa akra ne to ama akra no afa mu ne to aye kro ama sebe ne to nyina aye kro ama wa yare afa mu kakra ye hwe no ne ade abrante na afa mu police omo e the release aba omo invite abrante no ma ne call eye police station say omra no ma assist with eye nhwehwemu ene ade na say okọ ye no omo ama na mafie nti police omo de eye statement aba ye be ko ne akokan statement no e de amamo yare Chosem say akra ba abonten say onemo enti wo hwe video na da ho na say ya na one nkra ne yewu I mean how odwe ho a onti ase o say ya said they were running huya or the way yes or catch a crown say on any yes and the man performance akon kind or wait me I see a kind way sin ye a crown so at a point in Komomua or coding Komo radio station be name some of the two just say I've had only coach in yes and your man I say who is any performance na kosro and no a crama ma crown GDA ekoso ni coach no edi sa grow we a emfa kwan mu ema akra ifa mu ekoyare ya wato nananom ewon se do ya ama akoya asem arehosem ewo ehonom enti eno and police or after some inviting no mo statement aba we a public affairs directorate police headquarters post office box 116 and on 8th November and an update way by a release way about police updates on the death of Ransford Owusu A Junior footballer of Siano Soccer Academy. Also, the homicide unit of the Ghana Police Service is investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of Ransford Owusu, a 16-year-old boy who was allegedly sexually abused by a coach at Siano Academy in Accra. Preliminary investigations have established that that after the death of Ransford Owusu in February 2025, his mother, Ama Santua, reported to the Amasaman police that her son, who used to be a junior footballer at the Siano Soccer Academy, had fallen ill and died on 28 February 2025. She indicated to the police that before her son's demise, he had confided in her that his coach, Anyas Ibrahim, had sexually abused him. Abrantiano Freemu 28th February 2025. And Ofrimu after so complaining so yare he was able to confide in Nimame Onyare Shemu one mame mu akokakire and he said ni coach no e de ne fa kwan bi so a enye nti ofa ho kokakire ne mame said ni coach no sebi ofa ne to e ma okoka e kire ne mame afterwards ye hwe ne yare nkakra na fofi anto atakra no e di Efrimu no also the case was subsequently taken over by the homicide unit of CID headquarters on 4th November 2025. Suspect Anyas Ibrahim was arrested to assist the investigation. He was interrogated, his statement was taken and later granted bail to be reporting at the CID headquarters. Nipa say, Omo amani bail ewo ho. Yes, Omo say Omo acheno. On 4th November, and almost so assemblum says CID for better investigation. Akosua Serwaa and Omoche Abrante Anyas Ibrahim or your coach yes Siano Soccer Academy or Machino. Emma says your woman edging statement or Mubizabis and Sammy Ade or says your mama bill say or said 10 be our man and I ain't or police headquarters home. Or say a review of the medical report so far submitted by the deceased mother. From the Konvanochi Teaching Hospital and the Maternal and Child Health Hospital, Children's Hospital, Kumasi suggests that the deceased was treated for liver and kidney related conditions. And Tina a report and I say autopsy reporter by and I say the report, medical report and they show hospital, AG, and the Children's Hospital, no say Abrantiano or not a brebo. Any nahrawa ansem kidney and liver disease related conditions and omode ehwe no ewo honom nema abrante no edi Efrimu ho. Efforts are ongoing by the police to obtain the deceased medical reports from the Konvanochi Teaching Hospital and the Maternal and Child Health Children's Hospital Kumasi for confirmation, since both facilities had provided medical care to the deceased prior to his demise. Accordingly, A court order has been secured to be served on both hospitals since earlier formal requests for the reports had been declined. In the earlier report, formal request I think he from a hospital na a man said officially they've written to the hospital. So medical reports are free Ransford. The medical reports a free hospitals no or say, meanwhile, following a viral video involving suspect Ibrahim and a minor in a compromising situation, police have extended investigations into the matter, and we would therefore like to urge all persons with any credible information that can assist the investigation to contact the homicide units of the CID headquarters or any nearest police station. Grace Ansa Akrofi, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Director General Public Affairs. And this is almost say, the SSC ama omo eya GD say eya mpasa abrantie oni abofra Ransford di mpamu agro a eya agobone said they found a year coach in a compromising video. The video was it's not nice, in a compromising situation. And no necessarily masomo mu say the way oni akra yi wo video no media na chese no kre say the ekosu ebetimi aye no kre ewo ho no ma sisi omo de abeto dwa say wo information bi about Anyas Ibrahim ne niema a oye ewo Siano Soccer Academy ho no wo evidence bi ana wo nsem bi obetimi aka fa ho adanse bi obetimi adi a na wako the nearest police station as obetimi akosiyadi headquarters yes around Osu and as even the cantonment honom obetimi akọ na wako hu omo na wo de won sem de akwa ma omo ti se dey yes yes nti se see dey ye betimi aka say justice for Ransford no Eba. Yes. And see, yanko na yemfa the next update no yemfa embryo. Yes. And see, yes, there has been an arrest in relating to Ajagraja. Yes. So you call the next update na yede amamo ewo ehonoma. There has been an arrest from the camp of Ajagraja. Ababa betodwa. Sisi die amanfo bi hu akwakoka adwam about ensem bi a omo ekaye ewo ehonom enti yebekọ na yakwakohwe video of the arrest na yaba na ye de hu update enso ede amount ewo ehonom enti yes abrantie yi ekọ social media and ode ko to dwa se Ajagraja o said that a plan say oh wo mema me spirits no and I say o ma me som wo no o ma be yo say no no asa afa kira han nkofo no o ma ba be you afri ho enti enko ne he video no di so and I say no e ma ye koche abranti Ajagraja ma ye koche sa abranti enko ne he sa video no ne mra sese
I was on for troubles of no di for competence amani di for competence am so ni de na Ajagraja so ni na choba church ni it is saying I'm so wanted to say so di for competence am or vice president of sorry Spiritual Churches Council of Ghana no di for Aqua and a president Aqua be so na me fa so be vice president me patrol my go share video we say I'm a ba echu ba so for and I say executive ya on so ya pa on ta ikonachi am ikonachi pe ye no almost dey na very no di guy on also na oye national president most senior government will get up where certificate of appreciation show crying
Abranche bi he took to social media and okoye in the video okasa efa Ajagraja ho And yes, this year very update. The air premo is about a year Odifo Kwabena a year Ajagraja. Na Ansembe and air koso. And they say a branch be took to social media and okay can some edify a year Ajagraja. When I some non saying or say Ajagraja etimi about social media or say what from me why you say na me sama woman way me the uja way me ka way like we want to say a spiritual warfare no nipa neko na emom Ajagraja na abesa fa akire no ahan nkofo no oma be you afiri ho na abeka say Ajagraja ne spirit no na eye adwuma no na sebe Odifo Kwabena Siama oni tumi bia na ono a na fa akire na physically wama amanfo aba be you afiri ho ti video way ene ma Ajagraja suma here and I say ohwe reports ma ye ko fast abrantie nti the sequence of videos are over here no. First of all, over here video a branch no ya na or chere o kan nsem say Ajagraja ono na physically oba na obeku o se na honhom na ye adwuma. That is the first video we akwohwe. Ye wi ani akwohwe video omukọ ne fie a omukọ che no ansa ne aba Odifo Kwabena Siama ono agasa ne nsem a ode etu dwa. Then there's another update eba obi so chere say eye den na obi a also ye sunsum nyuma na sunsum nyuma na chi no afa de only police for na edili ade na wonko spiritually na on attack you munju de yenko na yenko hear the very first video no ne mra sisi
obo pa ma omukunkum microphone no wi na wakaza wa mafia na nyame so Ajagraja tumi na ode gigi san nkwala sika no eye ewi kro no ade na oye no still Ajagraja ye wi.
A few moments later.
Na me kana ye live no so no Ajagraja ma Lucifer ba we say member headquarters and say Medina table.
Shut up. Man, be na wa person.
Odo Johnson, what you say? We are keeping. There be also Johnson. We are keeping. Yeah, one. Bema, you do what? Any one so young for you.
Moments later.
The books are there. You buy and see what to do, what not to do. For ministries.
Okay, enti eno na akwohwe no ejinamoa odaho awiakete adwene ne ho a obi ho ane se eye ekura astarte edi ne dua edi agro ene se asem empe nipa na nipa na angasa na ope ne ho asem a abrantie sese ne ho akakoka adwam wo ho no ma sese na so aye hye because ensem okafa no ho no damage also Odifo Kwabena Siama so obetwa akwa no enya agro enti wei ene abrantie asese the police for be fa na ye nyina sa hwe in the video say a few moments later ono ana no den sese a okwakopa chaw aba Odifo Kwabena Siama sese de ono de asem de ono de akoma police se be court na be ka bi ama no ono pa de sese ai de enya de so obetimi akasa de mom ni nyina echi no onim eye Odifo Kwabena Siama won hwe ma asem no ntwamu nkoda or the ensem eso ebetu dwa enti ye bekọ ne akọhwe next video e wo sa asem we ya ho abranche ya okokeka bi e de akere ye Odifo Kwabena Siama ne ho aba asem ye ye nkọ ne akọhwe video we nso ne nsamra sisi e
dinti a woyɛ sɛ ni me bɔ Ghana police din so mumra ne fie no enti na woyɛ saa no ɔdane no ti ntumi nchi teenager she will be later police be bɔ wura ofi de sebunti a wusu se police be ba ho no twumu dan ebesi Be away soon, sorry, Vice President, it will be a wadia. Daily with the Nipan, police, and they say they will use which lesson when they share. Fear, and they too pass. Be our name, Papa, said they were put the be a sort of Sana Bonina wood in a kitchen, a bam, and I never be a bit and see a point. Opa, she will be it's now so. And was a pain, be a clean so will be. Not to translate a come from my fear will be empty. Miss and co sorry, I can need a man no to look on because my wasting time to do it. Be a co sorry, Pia. Oh, he has the money vaccine, and this is used to panic. Bent to any bees. Now I will for me, I will for you.
I was for trouble of the for cabinet money, or the for cabinet must see the larger graduate. I maybe Becky come and want some semi communipa. I had deal with social media and a mere channel. And Mark Malik. Now then, also me will to me and come in dealing with Susan and a mere channel. When a child said, me fam ranch means him. This shows send me your mind, but papa. Obi me kasi me kumnipa no mfa ne hunni there be we nya power asem na ade na osu ye nature na shatari nature de sanka Adam ye born no shatari okwasi ampanyi o se dai o ka se Ghana police for me fie ntina o ka se Ghana police o magimi on o ka se Ghana police for agimi ti se wo o ka so magimi ti se wo te pe mo ngimi ti se wo Siampenny na who for it is a walk as you to grant your location. Or number on social media. We who for Siake Machino. You go for more, don't first what it is out. Would have been offered soon because land minimum no bet you. I come to be on Kabasach Wafra. I read our casa where I will go. And I said, I remember you. All the cow. I don't know what you go. Was Siampenny Malik. Now, as a spiritual person, I can also say, we read this on the Akere, consolation of stars. I don't know you go for a play. Would Jimmy what it? Anaga. That of a play. Was Siaran want to go? Me, see me who said, Mabushi and in the show here, met it to a brapo. Where did they come a chain? Mention we may domina or no more. Your chain crap winning. Contain a view. Now could you be system? Now we would dominate and watch it and none about us say, I want to be one in him no. Capital be chew, my chew physical. We could make trend damage, but I couldn't try damage 30 billion. We make trend damage on this schedule, trend damage 1 million Ghana cedis, 10 billion. Ose me medra me kumnipa me bopa ma nkofo ko kumnipa ntino me bopa ma nkofo ko kumnipa dia omra me kire bebia me kumnipa ne nkofo me bo pa simple iti makoda also be catch us all your videos do na video ba ko pen waye ai me na me control so makasa so na kire me say me do ye bloody November I was na me kai was from the 26th to 30th of November me ye bloody November but I join be what 0244 282-259 0599 551659. Yeah. Ubro.
Siama nensem na ode etudwa ewo honoma yekotie bi ewo ehono yes indeed ode atudwa se enye se onye citizen onye ne niam ye because or a good citizen nti yes obey involve police on famra ense nensem etinsem ne de yakotie dodo na ewo ho about omo ka omo ensem se papa no oni tumi bia na yeden na obi a wo so wo tumi wo ye vice president of sunsum sorry asofo e wo Ghana ha yeden na oni obi nya asem a na wakofa police ni nyina ho reply na ode aba ye nyina ye ko ekotie bi ewo ho nti we ye odi for kwabna esiama ajagraja movement ono ne nsem a ode aba betu edwa no nti yes wama sisi ya di abranti ya ni akofa no ama ya di nako police station videos na by no who say abrante na patcho a few moments later na abrante yi patcho. There was another video cry abrante na say oh no enyo o meche no ema o ma me patcho and so ye hu say by na abrante e patcho ho nti we ye Otumfour kwabnesi amane dia or the e by no nti ye to so e de amamo ye ko private legal practitioner lawyer Martin Pebu ono so e de nsem ababetudwa. He has gone hard on Kisi Ejaben Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo wasan so atutu bi so e de ama Ken Oforiatta enti nipa mi ensen na lawyer Martin Pebu abobo na adwen e de akire omo. Enti write up ni read say lawyer Martin Pebu goes hard on Kisi Ejaben Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo and then Oforiatta. Enti yebeko ni akotie ensemben na ode etudwa yenko na yenkotie lawyer Martin Pebu na yensan so mra sese.
Mr. Okanse, you see last week I told you that I suspected collusion between Kisi Ejaben and Ken Oforiatta.
Why?
There you have it. You see Gbeshi or Popo Blibli has caught Kisi Ejaben to come and confess. You heard the statement. He said he watched Ken Oforiatta leave. He watched leave. He was powerless to prevent it. He went to immigration service, didn't get help. He went to NIB, didn't get help. When the obvious answer and the best was around, that tell the sovereign, the owner of the country, the ultimate decider of things in this republic, that is the people of Ghana. That is the people of Ghana. Look, Mr. Okanse, let's not forget, Kisi Ejaben is a first-class graduate of law. And Kisi doesn't understand the constitution, that the ultimate decider of major decisions in Ghana is the public. Inform the people. That is the preamble to the constitution. Sovereignty resides in the people of Ghana. Article 1, Clause 1. Sovereignty resides in the people of Ghana, and for whose benefit, blah, 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 the power is exercised. Then you go to Article 125. And then the other day, of course, Adam Senanu added Article 35 for us. And even apart from using the word sovereignty, there are many other provisions of the Constitution that show that when you have difficulty, go to the public. Transparency. I told you Kisi Ejaben is more corrupt than Ken Oforiatta himself.
Why do you say this? I mean, are you not being unfair? We just have to dissociate ourselves from this. But are you not being unfair to the OSP?
But that is it.
I mean, what is the proof of this statement that is more corrupt? And as we disassociate ourselves from it.
The proof of it is in his connivance with Ken Oforiatta.
What's the evidence of the connivance you talk about?
That he himself, the statement, he says he watched Ken Oforiatta leave. And look at all the places he was going to. Look, that he went to immigration, he went to NIB, he went to national security. Who doesn't know that Atubra Kweku is Gabi's boy, NIB boss at the time? Atubra Kweku worked for Gabi. He was Gabi's boy. He worked in Dankwa Institute. If you go to national security, the national security head at the time, Edward Asumani, also worked for Gabi. He said Gabi boy. He worked for Dankwa Institute. So, and then Dampare and Faustina and Dokufi, we've already dealt with them. You know how, even on common Akunta mining, they didn't act. So that was the evidence. I told you, look, Mr. Okanse, there is more to come. When you do investigations in the OSP office, the corruption cases we are hearing, it will blow your mind. But I'll wait one by one. When we present the petition for the removal of Kisi Ejaben, you will see the corruption cases that will come up against him. It's no joke. Look, even this SML matter.
You're going to present a petition. You're going to present a petition for the removal of the special prosecutor Kisi Ejaben?
Absolutely. The corruption is stinking. Kisi Ejaben. Oh my God.
No, but
listen.
I mean, that's why I said that as you're able to prove it beyond reasonable doubt, on this platform, we cannot obviously associate with that. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That
yes, and I'm also telling you that
you have to. You say you're going to put a petition, right?
Yes, because it's staggering. This SML matter. Look, this matter was with the head of investigations, Emmanuel Basintale, and his team. Kisi Ejaben took it away from them to go and give some less qualified people. I'm telling you, this SML matter, go check in the special prosecutor office. It was with Emmanuel Basintale. Emmanuel Basintale was a police, at least DSP, and he was Kisi's former client. So the matter is in public there. But he was in charge of it with his team, okay, for over a year. And Kisi took it and went to give another officer who used to work at GRA. You don't know this officer will be conflicted. This officer has a fight to pick with GRA, etc. So we're seeing matters of conflict of interest. That's the point I'm making. Look, be careful. Be careful. There are a lot of other issues we could raise, but perhaps because of time, you know, listen, I may have to jump onto a bus now.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm telling you that there are a lot of corruption cases that are brewing in the OSP itself. The Office of Special Prosecutor has become a crime scene, okay? And I'm telling this to you on authority. Let's go conduct a poll in the OSP office today. You will see the myriad of allegations against Kisi. Look, ask yourself. I want Kisi Jabin to answer this question. Are there 2 employees of the OSP who are currently working as like house helps in his home? In his home, are there 2 members of staff who are currently working as house helps? Meanwhile, they are on the OSP payroll. Okay, Kisi Jabin should tell the people of Ghana who is Kwabena Boatin Edu, popularly called Baron. Who is Kwabena Boatin Edu, popularly called Santa Baron?
So you're going to put all of this in a petition. You see, you're going to present a petition with all of this in there. But then again, if you listen to him, he says at the time, all the other agencies that were supposed to support him left him essentially, and he was on his own.
So what happened to the court?
And had to put.
That's why I told. That's why I told you that. So what happened to the people of Ghana?
So you wanted him to come and address a press conference and tell us that this is what he's trying to do, and he's facing these challenges. He's not getting the support of the other agencies.
Absolutely. That is what the Constitution requires, because sovereignty resides in the people of Ghana. The preamble, Article 1, Article 35, Article 125, etc. And let's look at one practical example. When Otumfour was interfering in the work of the OSP, and Martin Amidou blew his whistle. Till date, you see how Otumfour has lost this, what do you call it, reputation forever. Otumfour will go to his grave as the most disgraceful president.
Lawyer Matibebu. Now, you see, you held the view, and I asked a specific question. Now, you are going and making references to other matters. What I asked was, what would have been the effect of the press conference if the special prosecutor comes to tell us that this is what I'm doing, I'm not getting the support of the other institutions? What would have happened afterwards?
So number one, so that what I meant by referring to Otumfour is public opinion. So immediately, people were going to get upset on the various radio stations, the internet, the social media, the Gen Z. The public opinion would have gone high. And you know, every government derives its legitimacy from public opinion. So once the public opinion, like we are doing now, you know, as we are doing this TV program, we are shaping public opinion, etc. So with this, it was going to push the authorities to cooperate, because can you imagine if Atubra Kweku heard that the people of Ghana have heard that he's the one not cooperating, then quickly Atubra will know that, hey, people will soon say because he used to work for Gabi, that's why, and Gabi is Gabi is related to Furiata, and Gabi is Otumfour's brother, that's why he's doing so. Then Edward Asumani, National Security Board, the same argument would have come up. IGP, Faustina and Kofi, then immigration boards at the time, Kwame Esuatichi, the same thing that, Esuatichi, you had issues with immigration, etc., but it was Gabi who put you there.
So, but this is public opinion. How much of currency would that have in the scheme of things?
Oh, public opinion is everything in this particular context. I'm telling you. And you know, at that time, ORA was also working. We had Kofi Boachi on ORA and other security backups. You think if this thing had come up, we would have left Oforiata to...
All right, so that was lawyer Martin Kpebu private legal practitioner then someone or the tuja about Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta and Kisi Ejabeng Office of the Special Prosecutor. And as a special prosecutor, some and or the buy and our watch say Kisi Ejabeng at a point who said Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo share high former finance minister to me free or mine mu coin and also ko babonten Ghana for who say ye pese ahwehwe former finance minister de pese ahwehwe ni nsemu na emom se sie ye osen ko ntena Ghana na ahwehwe ni nsemu no former president no ahwa ama we free Ghana eko said at a point ye hu say Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ode matiamu di betu dwa se or interfere with in the operations no ma ye nyina ehun se wangasa na ade ne bae so meye adwuma na see wangasa wo so interfere with na adwuma or ye dia na say wo de ne ba be ye den enti aha no so na Kisi Ejabeng had the right to also come out and tell the good people of Ghana say no NSC went me anka ama se see baby abedru ya dodo na ebo wachi say adwuma no wunye nie na afei na de be penipa no anim eye favor na say we penipa na anim so mbekasa e de amawo enti se see ya ba bonche obeka nsem we die ye ntimi nyi ntum na emom no akasa obeba no the petition aba against the OSP wo ne dwumadi a odi ohunu say emfa kwan mu no we efri lawyer Martin Pebu private legal practitioner and also then someone or they are two journal. Moving on with other updates. The Mamo and Pinax TV. We every the president John Dramani Mahama and someone they ababe to jaw. This is Ghana is going to experience a new green city. Ghana has no any idea. President John Dramani Mahama Eddie Ababe Tuja. That is what we have on our screens. Also, Mahama outlines plan for new green cities spanning 3 regions. Also, there will be no kiosk and containers. And more containers and kiosks. Baby Nano ye try Bank of I think World Bank almost survey the buy with the West African countries. Nkro Omo kwan efe ni ade omo buy first 3 no am say na Ghana to so 5 first 3 no who say ohwe kwan ne so a who say yes kiosk NC baby yes President John Dramani Mahama nsem ode atudwa no spanning between Accra, Greater Accra Eastern region and then part of Volta region and na be this beautiful city be develop Ghana since tie President John Dramani Mahama nsem ode tudwa about the new green city ode eba Ghana has tie ne emra sisi.
This in a bit of context. You must have heard me recently talk about a new green digital city, which we plan as a 20-year project to help decongest Accra. Accra will remain the capital, but we will move some of the government agencies and other critical offices out of Accra, into the new city, so that with the kind of gridlock that is beginning to happen in Accra would ease. This will be a new city that would attract investment, it will attract tourism, it will be a smart city, it will have a modern drainage system, it will have good sanitation, there will be no kiosks and containers in that city, and people will not be hawking by the roadside in that city. If you want to sell anything, you sell in the market that is provided in the city. Now, all this that is happening here is not in isolation, because the city stretches from here, Dawa Industrial Park, including the Saglemi Housing Estate, through Bondasi Military Range, into Volta and Eastern regions. And so this will be the industrial enclave. And then there will be the residential enclave, there will be the enclave for offices, there will be the commercial district, there will be the financial district, and so it will be a very well laid out city. So everything that is happening here is being integrated into the green digital city that we have envisioned for our dear nation, Ghana.
John Dramani Mahama Nensem or the Ebetu Jana Yina Yakwakuti Binasi yes. Said the course war Egypt now or more see a modern city at the amount on a 20-year plan and a President John Dramani Mahama the Abetu just said Ghana is going to experience a new green city spanning from Greater Accra, Eastern region and then parts of Volta region. Such an edifice as a city Ghana has. Yes, moving on. S&P Global upgrades Ghana's foreign and local currency sovereign credit ratings from CCC+/C to B-/B with a stable outlook. Now we CCC+/C no say on my way say ode sika emo and period saying a bit decrease on metimi atua na sika ni mpo omo betimi atua ama no ayeye eno any CCC+ na ewo ehonom no then another credit rating na B-/B no so and also kire say now ne the Ghana is you say we are trying our best say you betimi getting hold of our currency, making our currency a sovereign currency as say the no ankasa betimi abon ho bra e betimi akwa abonten any other currencies no etimi siakan Ghana yes ye ka ye de any adeno we have the capacity and also the capabilities are it me offset way that is we still have on our screens. See Ghana upgraded to B-/B on improving fiscal and the balance of payments performance outlook stable. This is from S&P Global data on financials almost also analysis they give the numbers behind the currencies are it's me informing decisions. So we'll go ahead and then we'll read and then maybe give you an informed explanation in a way about it's a very good news to the Ghana's fiscal currency. This is the overview. Also, rising export volumes and favorable prices for key exports, gold and cocoa have in 2025 supported the exchange rate of the Ghanaian cedi and boosted Ghanaians' gross foreign currency reserves to almost $11 billion and 9% of 2025 forecast GDP, up from 6.8 billion at the end of 2025. And yes, rising exports, especially the cocoa, any gold, gold for oil. It helped us. In addition, we forecast inflation to remain below 10% in 2026, while the authorities are taking steps to strengthen Ghana's budgetary discipline with new fiscal rules and better public financial management practices aimed at preventing fiscal slippage. And also, in forecast say in 2026 inflation is range below 10% Ghana and authorities also they are taking steps on best strengthening Ghana's budgetary discipline with new fiscal rules and better public financial management practices aimed at preventing fiscal slippage. Be any course ECG no or more budget this kind of discipline be beba Ghana will experience a budgetary discipline and must come for baby budget now the beba you make sure that you spend the exact amount and I say if there's the need for a supplementary or say who present a supplementary budget to the Ministry of Finance or muji tuma and out the year juma on now one some for some bosikanim not you that level of financial indiscipline, no, so going into 2026. Also, in October 2025, Ghana completed the exchange of 13.1 billion euro bonds following its default in December 2022 and has recently made further progress on restructuring remaining debt, although disputes with some creditors could delay a full resolution. Also, in November 2024, Ghana completed a 13.1 billion euro bond. As you see, I not just say Oma ye did omo kan ye betimi etua due to a debt restructuring ye yetumi ye no emom some of ye creditors Oma ye did omo kan bi die I mean negotiations ni share dan CP enti ye no ama delay kakra abam to complete a year how we'll be able to foot all these debts are edida yenim no enti no and so also in our view, notwithstanding stronger recent economic outturns, Ghana's economy remains exposed to risks from commodity price fluctuations and broader external and weather related shocks. We also consider that the effectiveness of nascent fiscal reforms is yet to be tested, especially during future election cycles, which in the past have coincided the large increases in public spending in Ghana. And yes, Ghana's economy remains exposed to risk from commodity price fluctuations and then broader external and weather related shocks. And yes, commodity price fluctuations and also effect on Ghana's economy, because that one also stands as one of the risks. Economy no into me ensheda enyina abrane said yehunu no, especially on also the side of party abanye besesa so eba etimi ema a lot of shock waves eba economy nim with price fluctuations, any policies or money beba any ade ni nyina etimi ema sa na ema we nyina ekechi. We raised our foreign and local currency sovereign credit ratings on Ghana to B-/B from CCC+/C and assigned a stable outlook. And to say from what they are saying, omo ehun say yes, Ghana's economy, Ghana's fiscal omo policies are omo di egu akwemu maybe atwam with a lot of debt restructuring. We have moved credit ratings we have moved from B-/B to CCC+/C. In as much as completely entimi nga say they ade ho a ebetimi akase yatuatua ye ho aka nyina free honom, but see Ghana is a country as say so utimi empo ebo ne bosia ana utam sika de Ghana ban se omo nyemfa nya bibia omo ebetimi atua empo atua ho interest so de aka ho de amount. And this is S&P Global omo ratings as say omo de aba omo de Ghana ejina ye say de ebe say Ghana is going to have a very stable outlook, and your fiscal strength we're going to have there's going to be some kind of a stability we are going to enjoy as a country. So this is from S&P Global omo ratings are omo de aba ede abre Ghana CCA ewaha. It is very positive for the fiscal growth Ghana ha. It will bring a lot of investments and a lot of credit facilities betimi the abre Ghana from the international bodies. Nonti aha Pinax TV da was so ni atena don hwe nyina besi same updates do na na ye de abre wo say one like here, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, and you can click on your notification. The betumu bia no so won so waso ebetibi enti the here say also click on notification no you be breaking into piece na ya sanso de egu ho the amount ye to ho na arrange your phone so na say your computer so na wetimi akoback no akwa on YouTube enti ye da was say aha na ye de mu ebesi nyame enka mu nyina mo ho.